So I'm going to help you today find your offer, find your people, show you how to nurture them and sell. Now, this is a lot. Obviously, this is kind of the whole thing. So we're going to go through it. You can take notes. I want to make this available to you. I want to make it available to you so that you can have access to this document. And I will do that since you're here live. I will make that available for you. I'll send out an email later. Okay. So if you miss anything, don't worry about that. And if you've already done some of this stuff, that's cool too. I'm just going to give you the big picture so you can understand where we're coming from when it comes to making money on your own. Because everybody here has probably worked for somebody, uh, but it's a different game, a ball game when you're working for yourself. So if you're new to me, if you haven't heard of me before, my name is Arlan Hamilton. I have a venture capital fund called Backstage Capital. We've invested in more than 200 companies. I'm also a four-time author, four books, including my new book, Arlan's Authority Playbook, which you can get at arlansauthorityplaybook.com. And I've also helped thousands of people make money online, taught them how to make money virtually or in person. And it's one of my favorite things that I've done in my whole life is that part. And so that's why I do all this free stuff that I do online, all the YouTube 800 long form videos and your first 5K free membership and everything. I've also been on the cover of a couple of magazines. I don't know if y'all know that, but I've been on the cover of Fad's Company back in 2018, and I was on the cover of Black Enterprise last year. And you can take a look at those too. And yeah, I'll talk about it to the day I die. If anybody's been around me for a while, you've heard it, but I'll talk about it forever. Somebody asked me on Twitter once when I was back on Twitter years ago, somebody said, "How long are you going to talk about being on the cover of Fast Company?" And I said, "I don't know. Tell me, how long did you talk about it when you were on the cover? Because you could help me out, give me an idea." And I just shut them up real fast. So you gotta give yourself, flowers. You gotta celebrate small and big wins. And to me, this has been really, really cool. So another thing though to know about me is that I wasn't always where I am now, which is making anywhere from 3 to 6 thousand a day, just in this company alone, not to mention everything else that I have going on and helping a lot of people. I was where a lot of people are today. Maybe you're not homeless. I hope you're not homeless, but I was starting from scratch where I didn't have a lot of resources. Now, the difference was, I will say, is that 10 years ago when this was happening, 12 years, 15 years ago when this was happening, we didn't have AI as we have it today. We didn't have YouTube as we have it today. We didn't have school as we have it today. So there are so many resources we have right now that I want us all to take advantage of. So by the end, I want you to have a real plan to make your first dollars. And even if you've made some money, that's wonderful. Let's keep it going. You can never, I guess you can't have too much, but I think that we need to be a little bit entitled, right? I think our time is now to be entitled. So we can have more, even if we want to give it away. Even if we want to, we need to make it in order to give it away. So that's what this is about, okay? So it's about your offer, who you're serving, where you find them, and then how do you sell. Really, really simple when you put it all together, but just takes these different steps. And again, take notes if you want. I will try to have the replay up, but if something technical happens, you may not have the replay, so I want to make sure that you're taking notes along the way. So this is the order. I'm biased to say it's the right order because it's my order, but this is what I've seen play out time and time again across thousands of companies, including thousands of solopreneurs, coaches, etc. Oh, somebody has access to write on my page? I don't like that. Hmm. Okay. Well, I didn't do that, so somebody's doing that. Ooh. Okay. If you just did that, do me a favor and take that away. Just do me. There's only 50 of us in here, so I think we can be cool, unless uh, Zoom is being weird. Yeah, I see y'all's chat. I see y'all in the chat. Okay, I want you to understand that Authority X Pro does the heavy lifting with you. Anybody who has already tried it, like Marion tried it, anybody who has used the free trial or is in the middle of the free trial, or who has paid for a year of it, you already know. You already know that it is way beyond ChatGPT. It is way beyond Google. It is your 24/7 coach, as if I were your co-founder, as if I were your mentor 24/7. And I'm actually going to show you how to use it so you can even see some things that you may have missed the first time around. It knows your business and works around the clock because it gets to know you with persistent memory. So let's talk about the offer. And the offer is just simply, what are you selling? So we're going to start with that. And you may not have, like when you look at these different things we talk about, you may not have an issue with some of them, but maybe you have an issue with one of them or all of them, right? One of them could be the lab, the offer itself. And I like to take notes when I talk, so that's what I'm doing if you see that. One of them could be the offer itself, and figuring out what to sell can sometimes be the hardest part. So, what do you sell? How do you sell it? I like to use my lab framework when coming up with a new offer. I actually did this today. I did this today because I have a new free tool for everybody. But I went through this framework, and it is, what have you learned, the L in it lab? What have you then applied? And then what have you benefited from? Okay, we'll go through it one by one. So, three questions that surface what you can sell now. I want you to think about something that you have learned. And if it's more recent, that's actually really good because then you'll have like the latest, the most updated way of doing it. But it could be something you learned a while ago. It could be a hobby. It could be something that is not like your passion. I think a lot of times people think that their first offer has to be their passion or their life's work. Hold on a second, y'all. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves for a second while I. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Okay.
There should be an eraser available.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. I also wanted to disable the annotation. Where do you think the eraser is?
It popped up on the left.
Layout, annotation. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Woo. We erase that. We erase Craig. Who else are going to erase? I would imagine in a room with 50, 60 people, you wouldn't have that, but that's crazy.
Probably an
Okay.
accident, somebody on the iPad or
I
something.
don't know because I did it a couple times. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing people already typing in the chat what theirs could be. So think about the lab framework. What have you learned? You studied about it, or something happened to you and you had to figure this out. And as I was saying before, it doesn't have to be something that you're passionate about necessarily. Because when you're making your first dollars, your first 5K, that could just be something you figured out, okay, I needed to figure out Canva because I needed to make this, page, or I needed to figure out how to upload a video to YouTube, or I needed to figure out how to XYZ. If you know how to do something, there are millions of people who don't know how to do that thing, and they would pay you some amount for you to just do that for them or for you to teach them that. It's just true. It happens over and over and over again. And then you want to have something you learn, but not just learn, you've actually applied it in your life or in someone else's life. So you can say, I actually did this. And then did it benefit you or someone else? Was there a real result that came out of it? Again, it can be something small, just one step. I learned how to use a certain tool online, and now I know how to do that tool. Let me give you an example real quick. Is anybody here on school? If you're on my Your First 5K or you know what school is? Does anybody let me know in the chat if anybody knows what school is? Yeah. Okay. So let me just give you just free game right now. You're on school. You may even have a school of your own. Does anybody have their own school that they've launched? Yeah, there are people here who have their own school. So now you know how to sign into school. You know how to upload a logo to school, create your about page. You even may have, if you're in Your First 5K, I have a free tool, free AI tool that helps you write your about page, upload your stuff, gives you all the copy you need. So you can use that, right? You could actually, and I've seen this happen, you could sell school setup. I'll set up your school for you so you don't have to. Now, you might say, well, I just set mine up and I didn't pay anybody, but there are multiple people who don't want to do it or they think they can't. They like the convenience, they like the speed, they like someone else's eye and kind of confirmation that this is how you're supposed to do it. And you could say, for $100, I'll set up your school for you. I've seen people, it's like charge as much as $500 depending on how intricate they get. I'll set up your school. I'll make you a great about page. All you have to do is I'll tell you what video to film. I'll set up your classroom and tell you what the first couple of things should be, modules should be, because it's not necessarily your passion. Oh, I'm echoing. Is that happening with Henry or anybody else? Anybody else I'm echoing? That's Henry. That's you. That's on your side. It doesn't have to be your passion. It could just be something that you could figure out that you've already had to do for yourself. So now you know how to do it. Anything you learn inside of Your First 5K or 360 pass, by the way, you can probably do for somebody else. Now, you wouldn't go into Your First 5K and sell that because you're not selling inside of our place, but you can sell it out into the world. We'll talk about that a little bit more. So isn't that interesting? I think that's interesting that there's like, oh, I learned how to do this because of necessity. And actually, other people may not have the time or the desire to do this or the know-how to do this simple thing. So I'm going to charge 150, 200, $300, and I'll just do it for them. And if I do that for 5 or 10 people, we're talking now in the thousands of dollars. Think about if you had, if anybody wants to say in the chat, if you had, let's say you make $20 an hour at your job. Okay. Let's say that is something like $3,000 take home a month, $2,500 take home a month. Think about the out, like getting to your job if you go physically, the work you do at your job, the hours you spend at your job. If you're at home, think about all that you put into your job for those 40-hour weeks. We there? We're imagining that? Then think about instead of that, I help 10 people every month set up their school and I charge them $300. And I spend a whole day setting up their school for them. So 10 days out of 30, I'm setting up somebody's school. They pay me 300. Their school is set up. And you might say, well, who would I set up? 10. There are 27 million school users today. There are 200,000 people who have a school. 200,000 already have a school. 27 million know what school is. So if you started making content, put up a site, XYZ, you could attract. I'm not saying this is the deal you have to do, your offer. I'm just saying it's really interesting. It's really interesting when you compare it to what you're making, doing what you're doing. Learned. What do you already know? So you ask yourself, What do I have any skills that people would ask help with, or have people ask me? Have I taken any courses? If I haven't taken a course, could I take a course today? Could I go on YouTube and spend a couple of hours learning how to XYZ? To me, that's the most exciting thing is I could say, okay, I get the plan. I don't think I have anything right this moment that I know how to do, but let me go and look it up on YouTube. Let me go to ChatGPT and say, give me 10 ideas of something that I could charge $100 to $300 for based on this about me. Take those 10 ideas, choose two or three that you like, go to YouTube, search for how did I do that? 24 hours later, you could know how to do that thing, especially if it's a small but important thing. Delia says how to create Instagram carousels in Canva. That's a perfect example. That's something that you may know how to do now because you do it for yourself. Or if you don't know how to do it, you can learn how to do it. And then you just take the inconvenience away from other people. What's a problem you've solved more than once? What's a topic you can talk about for an hour easily? And that can even be a hobby. And then applied it. Make sure you do this yourself. Don't just learn it. Make sure you do it, either for yourself or for someone else, so that you can see it works. Not just I learned it, but I'm actually going to do it before I start selling this. Also, another way of thinking about this, what do you do at work that people pay you for? Let me tell you a secret that's an open secret. You ready? Some of you, this is gonna blow your mind. Open secret. Think about this. Somebody is paying you to do something at your job. The only way they would do that is if they're making more money than what they're paying you for what you do. Do you hear me? They're not doing it out the goodness of their heart. If they pay you to do something, if you're a receptionist, if you're a waiter, if you do data at some company, at some corporation, if they pay you, if you're in retail, if they pay you, it's because they make more money by what you do for them. So why couldn't you make money, at least what you make, doing something similar for yourself? So you could also pull from what do I already do for a living? And could I apply that elsewhere and then benefited from? So if you think about what you already know, or what you could learn, apply it, make sure that it works, and then see that there's a result, there's a benefit to it, you have an offer because that benefit is your offer. I love that everybody's in the chat giving their different ideas. It's really good. So you may have all these different pieces of experience here and there that you can turn into one clear sellable offer. Okay. Always go back to my lab framework. I talk about it in my book, Arlan's Authority Playbook, that you can get at arlansauthorityplaybook.com. When you order it, you get a physical copy sent to you, but you get the audio and the ebook given to you immediately for download. So you can get started on it right away. And it's going to take you through each of these steps one by one and tell you what you need to do with it. So who do you serve? Who do you help? I did a video about this last night because it was just on my heart. I had to do it. Who do you help? Making money is about like thinking of solutions and helping people. An offer is only powerful when it's pointed at one specific person you can help. When I say one person, I don't mean one human. I mean one archetype, one type of person, one avatar. They call it customer avatar. Everyone is not a customer. Sometimes people think, especially when they're early on this, they think, well, the more people who would want this, the more money I would make. But the problem with that is that you won't know how to promote to them. You'll be competing with so many other people. So you want to drill down to one type of person. You want to understand who they are, what pain they're in. What are you helping them solve? And it doesn't have to be a desperate pain. It could be, I don't want to do my school. I don't want to set up my school. I don't want to take the extra 2 hours that it would take to do that. I got other things to do so I can promote my school. I need that time to do something else that's a money-making endeavor. So you take that pain from them. What result would they be happy to pay you if they were able to reach it faster? That desire. A lot of times people want to get places faster. If you could, if you wanted to run a marathon, and I said to you, I can help you run a marathon in 1 year. A lot of people would be excited about that because it's like, I'm on the couch. I love that. But what if I said I can help you run a marathon in 1 day? I can get you marathon ready in 1 day. There are people who would pay a lot more for that. Some people think, well, I got to give them everything. I got to be everything to everybody. I got to give them everything if they're paying me. But most people want that solution faster. And then to tie it all together, why you? Why you? Why does your lab story make you the right guide for that person? So who are they? What are they struggling with right now, big or small? What would they want to be the solution that would be like the magic wand fix for it? They would pay you to get out of that pain. And then why are you the person to be the person that does that for them? These are the questions you want to ask yourself. People pay fastest. They say, like, take my money when three things lined up. The problem is urgent and present, not just someday. That's why we call it a painkiller or a vitamin. So a vitamin, you can take daily vitamins for sure, but you're not killing some sort of pain with that, right? It's like it's a nice to have. A painkiller, my head hurts. I'm gonna take a Tylenol, I'm taking Advil. That's now. So if you can have something that's a now solution, a painkiller, you become in demand. Also, the second thing is they see themselves. So your words describe their exact situation back to them. That is why it is so important to have a more specific type of person in mind rather than just anybody with a bank account. I'll take money from anyone. If you have a specific person in mind, you can reach them easier because you say, okay, what is their pain point? What is their desire? What is my solution? Why am I the right guide? Go back to the pain point. You can say that. So think about my videos on YouTube. Most of my videos start with, you are feeling this way. Have you noticed that? It's a little secret hack that I do. I start most of my videos with, you are feeling this way, or you are in this situation and you want to get out of it. Because what I'm trying to do in that video is I'm trying to reach through the screen and just find the people who need to hear this particular topic right now. I'm filtering. And when I do that, I may not have 1 million views on the video, but I found the right people to hear the message. So they're locked in and they're watching the video. So if you've ever wondered, why am I still watching this video? It's been 20 minutes, she's still talking. It's because I found you and I'm addressing your pain point right now to let you know, hey, I'm over here, I have a solution. And then the last piece is that they trust that you are the one who can help them. So your lab evidence, the benefited part, shows that you have done this before and that it has worked for someone else. When you go into your first 5K, you can click on personal wins. I'll even show you in a moment. And you'll just see row after row and page after page of people saying that the things that I teach them in your first 5K have helped them make money. Now, if I'm just starting out, what am I going to do? Find one person to help them do that thing so I can have the proof. So, Authority X Pro, the reason I'm doing this particular conversation is because Authority X Pro helps you with everything we just talked about and more. So, everything we just talked about, you can do pen to paper, you can get ChatGPT's help, you can get YouTube's help, all of that. But if you want me to be sitting next to you essentially and just telling you every single step of the way, every answer, every decision, use Authority X Pro and it'll help you do that. It'll clarify your offer, give you an offer from scratch, even if you have no idea what to sell. It'll help you define who your buyer is, which is the most important part, because if you don't know who they are, if they're the wrong group, you're never going to sell, especially sustainably. And then it helps you draft a copy to reach out to that person. And that's just some of it. That's just this part that it does. That's why doing the 24-hour trial is so important because you get to see what I'm talking about. And did you know that you get to keep anything that you make during that trial? I don't lock it. So if you did back and forth messages, if you did a playbook, you get to keep that so you can go out and do something about it. I want everybody to win. Does that make sense? How many people so far are feeling like you're learning something or something is resonating with you where it's like, actually, I can do this? Yeah, good. So, how do we find our buyers? This is important. You say, well, I know what to sell. I know why I'm the one to sell it, but how do I find the people that I'm trying to serve? Your buyers are already somewhere. You need to go to where they are, and you also need to create a beacon for where you are. I'm going to show you what I mean. So you're going to pick one or two places that that person already spends time. And I'm going to tell you something that I need you to hear. And most people are not going to hear me or listen to me or take my advice. You're going to do it the other way around. And then you're going to be wondering why you're not selling. And I'm going to tell you right now. So listen, 74% of the people I surveyed in your first 5K who have made money from what I taught them. So I didn't survey everybody. I surveyed if you've made money from what I taught you. 74% said that it was the teaching about going to a warm audience that made them the first dollar. Somebody that they already knew, my network. And everybody, there's always somebody who says, I don't know anybody. You know somebody. And you don't have to have warm sales and warm leads. You can go to new, but you got to be willing to do one or the other or both. So even if you don't have anybody who would buy from you, you do have other options. But let's talk about the warm for a second. The warm is people who have asked you for things in the past, asked you questions, people who are in your family, your friends, your coworkers, past clients. If you've ever had any clients or customers before, if you have anybody on a mailing list, if you have a LinkedIn, if you have that. If you look at your phone, you have leads. And 74% of the people that I work with their first dollar make that because somebody reached out. I interviewed somebody for YouTube just a week or two ago. I had helped them with my tutorial about making a lovable landing page to make a page for other people that they can have a website. She said, well, I'm on this 40-minute free video with you. My brother calls me and interrupts me, and I get annoyed with him. I'm like, he's like, what you doing? My brother does the exact same thing. What you doing? In the middle of the day. I'm like, I'm always working. The answer is always working. That's always going to be the answer. What you doing? He called her, what you doing? She said, I'm learning something. And then it dawned on her before she got mad at him. She said, wait a minute. Didn't you say that you were looking for like a website? You needed something? He said, I don't have time to talk about, I don't have time for that. I'm doing my thing. I'm over here selling cars. I don't have time to talk about a website. So she said, look, let me handle it. I'm going to make a website for you. I'll talk to you in a minute. Later that day, she sends him the website that she built with Lovable that I taught her how to do. He says, I love it. She says, okay, you have 24 hours to decide if you want to buy it from me. He said, I don't need 24 hours. How much is it? She said, 300. He said, boom. She sent the money because she's the one in the family learning how to make the pages. And it helped him with the car stuff he's doing. And then she looked at his social and she said, I can help your social too. So he's like, cool, do it. I need it. Let's go. So it's not slimy to go to family. If you really feel like you can help them level up or offer to. You also look at your network, non-family network, people who know, like, and or trust you right now. That's where you're going to really find the money. And then you want to show up with content that pulls the right people towards you. I talked about YouTube a couple of times already. Don't worry about getting a bunch of views. Can I tell you, I get to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff. A lot. Most stuff I don't even talk about publicly because I see so much. People bring me in to do all kinds of stuff. And there are people who have 500,000 YouTube subscribers, a million, 2 million subscribers who do not know how to monetize outside of AdSense. So they're making maybe $60,000 a year on AdSense, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. That's amazing. 5,000 a month. But if they have a million viewers and they're not making $1 million, something is wrong. That's why they bring me in. There are so many different paths. Now, there are also people I know who have 800 subscribers or 1,200 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers and are making 6 and 7 figures off of their YouTube channel. Not because of AdSense, but because they know I'm pulling in the right person, exactly who needs what I have to sell and offer, and I'm taking them somewhere where they can actually learn more about it. And on YouTube, they're getting to know me day after day, hours of content. And they're coming to trust me. And I'm the one. So all the stuff we talked about, why should it be you and all that, they get to learn that by hearing from you. That is why it's not important that you have fancy equipment. And it's important that you start posting now so that people can actually start getting to know you. It's also why it's not important that you have a lot of views. If you have 5 views and there were 3 people who really would buy what you have to sell, that's a win. Now, at the same time, YouTube is incentivized to make the platform work for everybody, for viewers and for creators. So YouTube's algorithm is going ham every day, putting you in front of the people who you want to talk to in the video. So if you say out loud, you are a single mom in the South, under 20, I just made that up, right? But if you say these words out loud, YouTube's algorithm takes your transcript and puts you in front of those people as if you just paid for an ad. That is why it's so important to just start talking to your people. You got this free platform that's also paying you eventually, putting your stuff in front of people. And you may say, well, I already have a YouTube channel and I put up 20 videos and nobody did anything. Do you have a funnel? Do you have exactly the right call to action inside your videos? Are your videos starting right on time or is it taking a while for you to meander and you put a theme song up and who knows what you're talking about? Or is it clear, concise, and helpful and says, look at the link below to go and get my free guide that gives them the next step to do? This as an example. You can't say something doesn't work if you haven't been doing it correctly. And it's okay that you haven't because you may not have known this before. But when you know better, you do better. So this is part of being like the beacon. You go to them, you look for them, you reach out to them. You have to make direct offers. If you don't ask, you don't get. Closed mouths don't get fed. But you also need to build this billboard for yourself, which is YouTube. Now, as I said, warm traffic wins every day. So if I were you, I would do both. I would do warm traffic outreach while starting to build my archive of videos, long form, on YouTube. Warm can include your LinkedIn, as I mentioned, because you probably have a few people on there who have been following you or who connected to you who would see a post. And you just never know what people need on LinkedIn. And you might be like, well, I'm afraid, I got a job. I'm afraid somebody's I'm gonna get in trouble. You got to be smart about what you do, depending on what your role is and what they think about that kind of thing, side hustles. But look closer on LinkedIn. People are talking about their stuff more, a lot more these days. With AI and everything, everybody's talking about what they're building with AI. So you can kind of, even if you have a strict job, you can kind of sneak in, hey, come over here, take them to your lead magnet, take them to something free so that you can just get their attention on the side here. And I see the wheels turning for some people. I can see you like, yes, I get this. Another thing that I posted in that video about helping, the main concept of that video I just put out last night is that you want to give away free help because you're building trust in a way that it's going to pay off in a major way, potentially. And that's all part of the nurturing that we talk about. Now, remember, Authority X Pro will help you with every step of the way. So it'll help you. What do I put as my next video for YouTube? My video channel is about this. Is that the right channel? Nobody's been watching. What can I do to make people watch? What should my thumbnails look like? What should my title be? What is the game plan for my YouTube channel? I want to go from 5 subscribers to 1,000 so I can get monetized. I want to do that within 90 days. How do I do it? Ask Authority X Pro. So nurturing relationships before revenue. Write that down if you've been taking notes. It's not all about YouTube. No, somebody asked if this is all about YouTube. No, it's not, but I'll tell you this. Let me break it down for everybody. Look at your bank account. Pull up your bank account balance. Does your bank account have $1 million in it or more? If your bank account doesn't look like $1 million or more, do you want to hear from someone who knows how to do that with their eyes closed? Do you want to hear from somebody who's helped other people do that multiple times? So it's not all about YouTube, but if I'm saying that YouTube is where I get the most traction, it's worth looking at. You can do Substack. We got somebody in our Your First 5K who's made like $50,000 on Substack in the past few months from what she's learned inside of the membership. You can do this a lot of places. But with the people who are starting from somewhere hasn't worked anywhere else, I'm telling you to start with YouTube. Because, as I said before, you're going to do warm outreach, and at the same time, in parallel, you're going to start building your archive of videos, not caring about how many views you get. You're going to build a vault because you're not just going to worry about how many views you got that week. You're going to start taking some of those videos and sending them to individuals in your DMs. So instead of just saying, okay, I made a video, hope it works out, I hope YouTube gets it out to the right person, which it will. You're also going to start doing, like, when you do your outreach, you're going to say, I have this video that explains what I mean. And it's going to start becoming part of your sales team. You're going to have a sales team without having anybody hired because you're going to use your own videos to sell and make people understand what you're talking about. There's more to it. I'm working on that I'm doing summer school inside of Your First 5K for free. So if you go to Your First 5K, it's Arlan's yourfirst5k.com. Write that down if you're not already in it. You join and then go into our classroom for free. Summer school. I'm teaching you how to do what I just said. So you don't have to have an empire. You don't have to have, like, I know people were mentioning to go high level and click funnels. That's great. I love them both, but you don't have to have that to make your first dollars here. In fact, having all that makes what gets most people stuck because they're like, I got to build this whole thing. I don't know how to do that. So they just use it as an excuse not to do anything. If you have a phone, If you can meet somebody, hand you cash, like seriously. Now, I am releasing something that's going to help you with your taxes and your income statements. So I don't want you handing people cash and vice versa. But you don't have to make it complex because sometimes when we make things complex, we're just trying to self-sabotage. We don't even realize it. We're like, it's already so difficult. Now, if someone's asking me about lead email capture. That's a different topic for another day. I teach all about this inside of your first 5K, and we'll continue to. But again, Authority X Pro, you have 24-hour trial. You can talk to it about it as well. But yes, that is a simple thing. It's a very simple thing. Okay, how do you sell it once you have people interested? You don't need to be pushy, especially if you've already had your sales team, quote unquote, YouTube, etc., doing the nurturing for you along the way. So if your offer genuinely helps, the sale is a favor of somebody. If somebody, like I said before, if your brother or your aunt or whomever could use this solution, they're going to get it from somebody. Or here's the thing, they're either not going to get it from anybody and then they still have the pain, or they're going to get it from somebody else. Why not at least offer it to them? They don't have to. You don't have to guilt them. You can say, I know how to do that. I'll do that for you. I'll cut your lawn for you. It's the same thing. I'll cut your lawn. No, I'd rather somebody else cut my lawn. Okay, that's fair. I'll go over here, ask somebody else to cut their lawn, you know? But that's it. Okay, here are your 5 honest steps. I want you to ask, and I should have put the word listen here because that's important. So you're going to ask, but you're not just going to ask. You're going to actually listen to what they have to say. What are they struggling with? And let them talk. Then you're going to reflect back to them what they just said because you listened and say, sounds like you need help with these 3 things. Did I get that right? Then you're going to bridge, connect their goal to what your offer does. Then you're going to offer, lay out exactly what they get and what it costs. And you can talk numbers with people. It's a great filter. I like to put numbers on pages so people know before they even get on a call with me or have a conversation with me. And then you're going to close. And this is not the only way to close, and it's not the only way to do this. But for instance, do you want to get started? Or here's the link to sign up. For instance, there are multiple ways. Now, here's a little hack or just something to know. If you do sales calls and you do like a one sale call thing, sometimes you can do a 2 sales call thing, but just to make it simple. If you do 1 sales call, you got somebody watched your video, for instance, and you said, book a call with me to learn more. They book a call, they actually showed up. You're having this 30-minute call with them. Something around 70% of the time needs to be them talking. What we get wrong a lot of times is that we try to make it like it's so wonderful, it's beautiful, it's great, it's awesome. And we're just talking, 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 but we didn't listen to them enough to even know that it was right for them and for them to believe that it's right for them. So if you should be asking a couple of questions and then just mouth shut, listening. Even taking notes, you can say, I'm taking notes. Okay. And then you're actually reacting to it. You're like, okay, so we talk for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You're like, you know what? I really do think that I can help you. I think what I can do, so I have an offer where I help people set up their LinkedIn pages. You were saying that you already tried something like that with somebody before, but maybe they weren't the right fit because you said XYZ. Let me tell you what my offer is. So my offer is I normally do this for a month. We do this whole thing. Dot, dot, dot. Does that sound like what you're looking for? You see what I'm saying? Like you're literally listening to them. You're not doing a script. People are like, what's the script to sell? There are plenty of scripts, plenty of them. But if you really want to do it, you ask questions, you get responses, and you make a determination in that moment. Yes, I actually can help them. So you get excited. You're like, actually, I can't help them. Let me tell them. And what happens if you don't think you can help them? You tell them that too. You say, actually, I don't think I can help you. I think it's too complex for me, or I think that you wouldn't get enough out of a benefit from it. But what I do have is I have this free checklist that'll help you get to, like you just tell them, I don't think it's a good fit. Because you don't want to take everybody's money. Because if you get with somebody who you're like, oh, my instincts tell me this is not going to work out, I'm going to either disappoint them or they're going to be too much to handle for me, like, just going to be all this stress. You might take their money, feel good for that day, and then halfway through the delivery, they have just worn you down. Not worth it. And you could have said to them, actually, no, not said out loud, but you could have said to yourself, I have standards and I have boundaries. And I've decided that I'm not going to take this money because it is not worth it in the long run for my mental health. But I'm not going to leave them high and dry. I will tell them, hey, go over to my school membership, or hey, go check out this video I did on YouTube. And I think that if you do XYZ, maybe in a month or two, I would be the right person for you. You want to be in the moment reacting to somebody rather than script, make money at all costs, script, make money at all costs. So most no's in this case are really not yet or tell me more. So if somebody says, I don't have time, you can explain to them how your offer saves time. If they say, will it work for me though? I get that question so much. I'm this person, will it work for me? Then you can give them a relevant comp. You can compare something that you've already done to it. You can say, yeah, like somebody might say, well, I'm an artist. Can this business thing work for me? Yeah, actually, I helped somebody about a year ago who was a musician on tour and they just didn't have a way to monetize. And I helped them. They used the exact same framework. We just replaced a couple of words and kind of customized it. But yes. And the way that you get to do that more and more and more and more and have that to pull from is just continue working with people. Continue working with people, getting your chops up, getting your relationships up. Somebody says it's too expensive. That happens the number one thing somebody says. Reframe it around the cost of not solving the problem. It's kind of like a meme to say, well, what would it cost you not to do it? But it's true. I don't have enough money for this. Well, okay, so they're probably in a call with you or in a conversation with you for some reason. So you could say, okay, well, what is the solution then that you have? What's the alternative to this? It may be more expensive for you not to try this. For a year from now, are you going to be in the same place or worse off? And you're not going to like guilt them or gaslight them or make them feel stupid because that is not good karma. You are trying to help them. And you're going to spend as much time as you want trying to help them. And then you're going to say, okay, that time is gone. They said no, we're going to move on. But you're not going to guilt them because you need money for rent. That's not their problem. You're going to be professional. You're like, okay, so it's too expensive. Okay, well, that would tell you I need to put my prices on pages and videos before they even get to this point, then, if it's too expensive. That's something in my funnel that's messed up. Okay, I'm not going to mess with them about it. So there's all kinds of lessons you can learn on a day-to-day basis with this. So look at this system again that we just went through. Offer, serve, find, nurture, sell. Okay, we went through each of these. So now you know it. You know the pieces of it. You don't have to have it all figured out right now, but you know the pieces of it. And you know that it's doable. How many people, let me know in the chat, how many people feel like this is doable? How many people had an idea while we were talking so far? Yeah, love it. Love it. Keep it going. Now, you don't have to do this alone. As I've said, you have multiple free options, including your first 5K. Working with me, I'm in there every single day. But if you want to skip all of this, get to it faster, start making money faster, Authority X Pro. Get clarity faster, get understanding faster, authorityxpro.com. You've done the 24/7, I'm sorry, you've done the 24-hour trial. You know what's up. You know how great it is. You can upgrade to annual if you like. I highly recommend it. Let me know in the chat if you plan on going to Authority X Pro and joining, or if you did during this call. Just let me know in the chat so I can have a little bit of an idea. You say, yeah, I'm going to do it today. I'm going to do it, whatever. I'm going to do it right now. Yep. Cool. Who wouldn't? That's right. That's right. Listen, if you do it now, because I can see who signs up, if you do it before we end this call, if you can upgrade even in the middle of your trial. If you upgrade or on the front page, just go right to pricing and you do annual or certified, I'm going to throw in some sort of free gift. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to throw something in. I'm going to look at the time when I get off the call and I'm going to say, okay, they came in during it. I'm going to give you something free. And you know it's me, so it's going to be great. Okay, so Authority X Pro helps you find your offer, helps you name your buyer, helps you find the buyer, helps you nurture them, and then helps you sell. Now, listen, I'm going to show you a demo because I said that I would of Authority X Pro. I'm going to show you a couple of things you may not have seen or noticed about it. I'll show you a couple of things, but I don't want you to leave with just notes, especially if you're leaving now. Don't leave with just notes because you got notes for days, I bet. I bet you see a lot of content and you got a lot of ideas, but I want you to do something about it. So I want you to write your offer out today. I want you to name one type of person and describe that buyer that you're going to go after. And I want you to show up once. So post. This is where you can go into the different places like you already are in. Are you already on Instagram? Are you already on LinkedIn? You don't have to set up anything new. Post something. And then quietly in the background, DM 5 people on Instagram, your phone, LinkedIn, somewhere. Once you know something, you don't have to have the whole offer perfectly made. You can just start to say, look, I'm putting together this thing, or I'm jumping on calls with people to help them open up their school. Would you be interested? Like, just get a feel of it. All I'm saying here is that you don't have to do this specifically, right? You don't have to do this step by step, all of it today. But if you don't take this moment where you feel inspired, if you don't take the moment where you feel inspired to do something about it, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret that. Don't let this be one more live virtual session you went to where you're like 2 days later, you don't really remember what you did. You were just felt good. Oh, like I did it. I did something. We all do that. Be like, man, you know what? I'm gonna do something today. Something today that I learned. That's why you get the 24-hour trial so that you can actually do something. We've had 1,800 people do the trial in the last 6 weeks. 1,800 people. And that's why I'm going to show you something. Let me see. I'm going to take you here. So you don't need permission, a huge audience, or a perfect plan. You need a clear offer, a real person to sell to, and the willingness to show up. Okay? I'm going to show you a couple of examples of this. Let me know in the chat if you're feeling this. This is making you really, really excited about making a difference in your life. I hope so. So this is your first 5K. It's a free membership and club on school. Has 30,300 members. So cool. Now, if you go to personal wins category, let's just see what people, I haven't checked this today, so let's just see what people are saying. First sale after watching the hackathon replay. So I did the hackathon. I saw this one. I created an athlete opportunity pages, sold it, and I was so stoked about it. Made a little video about it. This is what they did. They sold My welcome video celebrating wins that matter. One of the greatest joys of coaching is watching someone step into their own transformation. Today, I saw one of my clients share her progress publicly, and my heart couldn't be fuller. Gonna like that. I'll come back and read the rest of it. And then I got my first website order 7 days ago. What? um, I woke to this, David said. I went to bed and I woke up to a $1,500 sale. Come on now. Come on now. This is just people posting. You can do it too. LaShonda said, I made 5,000 today using what Arlan Hamilton taught us in the Lovable Hackathon. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy, right? Now, that happens all day long. Then, if we go over here to Authority X Pro category, because I made a whole category about it, boom. I can't believe I did it. I took advantage of Arlen's 24-hour free access to Authority X Pro and used to discover your zone of genius. You know, big win at, look at this one. Big win at 72, Karen. I have awesome news. I held my first clarity workshop last night, and 8 ladies paid $297 for the event. 72. What excuse are you making right now? And she said, Authority X Pro helped me every step of the way. Come on. Come on. 4 days ago, somebody emailed me, Atia, and she said, basically, I sold $1,000 hackathon page. Also, I've been loving Authority X Pro. It helped me package several offers and the wording to navigate communication about them. I even landed an engagement with the dream client. They are flying me down for a week starting today, and they want to do a monthly retainer. Come on. Mind blown, mic dropped 6 days ago. I had my first session with the genie in my pocket, Authority X Pro, and just goes on and on about how amazing it was. In around 15 to 20 minutes, I have the outline of a business in my hand. It's absolutely fabulous. Claudia made 3,100 in 2 weeks. She's a medium and a death doula. And she made 3,100 in 2 weeks. And she has done YouTube, but she mostly does Instagram. And Authority X Pro told her what to put on Instagram, and that's what helped her make this money. And it goes on and on and on. Look, I'm just scrolling on and on and on and on. Now, certification, I'm just going to tell you just briefly, just in case you're interested, is a version of Authority X Pro. So Authority X Pro is your personal version. I'm going to show you a demo. And then certification is where I teach you for 6 weeks all the ways you can use it, how to make more money, how to do high ticket sales, all kinds of stuff. And then you also get client workspaces, and I'll show you what they look like. So give me a second. I'm going to open up Authority X Pro, take you into uh, really how to open it up and really use it. Okay, how are we feeling, everybody? Let me get a 1 in the chat if we're still here, if you're still with me. I know it's been an hour. You've been here, taking up all this information, taking all this information. All right, love the ones. Okay, so let's look at this. This is the inside of Authority X Pro. You can also make it light, so I think I'll do that for you all. So you can do a dark mode or light mode. And just like a ChatGPT or a Claude, you just see your kind of dashboard here with your new chat. You can upload like PDFs or things that you have that you want to show it, or you can even talk to it instead of typing. And Claudia, the woman who is the medium and doula who made 3,100 in 2 weeks, she has 3 children who are under 5, I think. And she says at the grocery store with her kids, she'll just take her phone, talk to Authority X Pro, and by the time she leaves the store, she has a new thing figured out. So you can use it on the go too. But what's really cool here is that I've added all of these things to help you know exactly what to ask it. Because it's only going to help you if you know kind of what to ask, or if you say, I don't know what to ask you, it'll tell you. But I have some pre-made things for you. So you can actually just push this button, push it once, give it a moment, and it'll help you discover your zone of genius. So you can have like this big, and you can do this on the free trial. So you can have this bigger picture of what is like all these things that you can come to it with instead of guessing. You can also decide or tell it, I'm a beginner, I don't know what to sell. I'm a builder, I have an offer but no buyers. Or I'm in momentum, I have leads but I need conversion. And you can kind of just pinpoint where you are. It's going to start you at beginner if you don't select. And then it just says, what do you need right now? So you can just choose any of these. I need a better offer, I need customers, I need to sell, I need a 5K plan, and there's more. So look, if you want to come here, you can do this like step by step path. Make my offer easier to buy. Find 30 people who might buy this. Write my simple sales page, and so on. This one, you actually just open this up and you can just choose, like, honestly, just throw a dart at this and choose any of this and it'll start helping you. Turn me into the go-to person for my audience. Find 30 people who might buy this. Write my simple sales page. Convert my warm leads. Let me know in the chat if any of this is resonating with you. If you're like, whoa, I need this. So I'm going to take questions in a second. Kimberly says, I'm in love. Awesome. I'm going to take questions in just a moment. So get those ready, but don't post them yet. I don't want to miss them. You can also do this. So when you go in and it's going to say to you, it's going to take longer to give you a response because it's not just like a random, I didn't just slap my name on like a random rapper, for a rapper. It is trained on thousands of data points and hours of my teaching, my one-on-one calls, my group calls, all four of my books, like hundreds of my YouTube videos. And so it's finding it takes about 30 to 60 seconds every time it does an answer for you because it really finds the answer for you. You can also generate a playbook. And when you press generate playbook, what you get is somewhere between 3 and 6 pages, usually, of after you've talked to it for a while, it now knows you and it's going to tell you, okay, do this in the next 72 hours or do this in the next few days. And it gives you the playbook. And the reason I have this here is because when I do one-on-one calls with my high ticket clients, after the call, I send them a playbook just like this. So I wanted it to be available for you, like you just had a conversation with me. Now you get the playbook. So you can print it or you can just use it as reference. Okay, I will get to questions in just a moment. Now, the other thing I want to show you is this pull down menu. So you have a vault where you can save different answers. So you can go back to them. You have a memory where if you go into the memory, you'll see everything it knows about you and delete things that you don't think are like applicable anymore, but you can just know it. So it has this persistent memory. You can be an affiliate if you want. So you get your own link and you can send it to other people and make money if they buy it with your link. So you just send them to a free trial. And if they upgrade, you get paid. So some people are going to make a lot of money from that. And then there's a bug report. So if there's any problems with it, because it's AI, so if there's any problems with it or the tech, you just do a bug report. I get that message. I get an alert and an email. And then I go in and within a few hours, I fix it or try to fix it. And then all the terms are here. Everything, most questions people have about what kind of, like, what of my information do you see or what do you keep or whatever is all in the terms laid out. And then the last thing I'm going to show you before questions is that, oh, there's also this tutorial that walks you through. It's like a video that walks you through everything. Okay. But the last thing I'm going to show you before um, I get to questions is the client dashboard. So you're not going to see client dashboard if you have the personal $997 a year Authority X Pro. Client dashboard is that certification version for people who want to get certified to know how to use it, but also they want a client dashboard. So I'm in client dashboard now. This currently costs $1,997. It will go up to $5,000 later this year. What you can do here is pretty crazy. You can upload your customers Let's say somebody's paying you $300 to do something or $1,000 to be a consultant or whatever. You can upload them either with the bulk ad, if you have their name and their email address, all in a list, or one by one, just new client workspace. You put in a little bit of information about each person, and then you go into their workspace and they have their own AXP. Now, they don't use AXP, you do, but you now get to talk about them. And then you can help them, whatever it might be. Now, check this part out. Let's say you're not helping them with their business, like I help other people. You can set it up to where you help them with whatever you do. Are you building schools? Are you helping people learn how to ice skate? Are you helping people run a marathon? You talk to them about that. Not only that, you can build a playbook for them. So you can make your own playbook that has your name and logo as the playbook builder, and you hand it to them white label. So you could sell that to them. I'm going to do an audit. We're going to do a call. I'm going to upload our call transcript. Authority X Pro, they don't even have to know Authority X Pro exists. It's going to do all this stuff for me, make a playbook. I'm going to give you that in 2 days, and then you pay me. So this is just a small, small, small part of what the certification section does. It also does a client diagnostic. It also does coach me on what to offer next. So let's say that I wanted to do that. I would click this button and it's going to select anybody where it already has information about them. And then I can deselect anybody that I don't want to be part of it. So I don't want these people to be part of it. I then just click get coaching. I wait 1 or 2 minutes. It's going to give me a list of things that I can actually offer to them next and the pricing based on what's really going on with them. Because it's going to help you know what they need next. So you can do it individually or you can do it with a few people. Like let's say you had like a school and you had 10 people who are paying you $300 to be part of something. And you said, okay, it's been a month. What do I do next? It takes all the information. It says, well, this group looks like they need XYZ, or just Mike might need this. You see what I'm saying? So it's really, really crazy. It's really crazy. Um, it also lets you, what else does it let you do? It lets you upload group calls. So this one's crazy. I'm gonna stop here because it's just too much. Let's say you have a group call like I'm having right now, and 3 or 4 people talk on the call. They ask questions, you talk to them, maybe even coach them. You upload the transcript of that call to this, and it is going to, first of all, it'll say select anybody on your list who was already in it in the call. Then you can upload the call, and it's going to analyze the call and tell you each person what they like, analyze what they said. It's going to tell you how to help them. And then it's going to put automatically their information into their individual workspace. So now when you go back to the workspace, it knows more about that person. It's insane. And I haven't even taught you everything because that's what you do in the certification. You learn all about that. Yes. Keisha says this is so amazing. Christine says I'm mind blown. Sherry says this is cool. Okay, so I'm going to take questions because I know you have them. 2 ways I'll take questions for the next few minutes. One way is you can ask it in the chat. Another way is you can use the hand raise emoji under the react at the bottom of your desktop or mobile. It says hand raise or raise hand. You'll go off of mute once I call on you and you'll ask your question. And please ask your question without giving too much preamble. So just say, my question is, and I'll ask you for context if I need more. Okay, we'll start with Sophia.
Hey, Arlan. So my
Hi.
question is, does this work to help you find your targeted person if you don't have your own course or program or product, but you promote somebody else's?
Yes, it does. Because all you have to do is say to it, I'm an affiliate, excuse me. I'm an affiliate. And this product that I help with does XYZ. Where'd you go? I lost you.
I'm here.
Okay, sorry. This product that I help with does XYZ. You can even link it to that product so they can get more information.
Okay, so great. If I've already created a viewer, buyer profile and all that stuff, I can just add it in there so they already have the
Yeah,
information.
you could even upload. You could say, "Look, I'm an affiliate for this product. I'm uploading some information about it. It's a PDF or a deck or whatever." Or even you copied and pasted the copy that's on their website. I am
Okay,
an affiliate. This is what I've done so far. I need help finding more customers for it. It's just going to treat you the same way and just walk you through it, but it's going to have the context.
great. Thank you.
Thank you. Karen.
Hi, Arlan.
Hey,
You were showing Authority X Pro. I was curious if, so you were showing like the beginning part, but I was wondering what the first step would be if I already have, like, I have a Google Sheet with my avatar and an
mhm.
idea of what my offer is going to be.
That's
How
wonderful.
would, is there a place how to like put that in and kind of
Yeah, so that's
start
what
from the
you would
middle?
do. You'd actually do the upload button. So when you first go to Authority X Pro, it asks you some to fill in some information about yourself, including like how far along you are as an entrepreneur. So it understands maybe this isn't your first rodeo or whatever. It's going to know where you are.
Oh, cool.
Then when you ask the first question or any question, there is a little paperclip icon, and you can upload. So you could upload that spreadsheet and say, "This is the offer that I already have figured out. Help me optimize it. Help me sell it. What copy should I put on my sales page? How should I sell it? Where do I find the people?" Like you can just go wherever you have a deficit of understanding. That's where it can fill in that void because you've fed it information.
Amazing. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for asking. Okay, Keisha.
Hi, Arlan. And I want to say thank you to Rain because she did send me a link to Authority X Pro. But
Wonderful.
my question to you was because I'm a 360 member, do I have to pay in full for it first, then email you?
No,
Or
no, no, no. Email me first. So as a 360 Pass member, if you're annual member, you get $360 off. You go into I'm just telling everybody so that everybody will know. You go into 360 Pass in our classroom, you find Authority X Pro, and it'll say now, email Arlen to get your redemption code to get the 360 off of your annual or your certified. You email me, I will give you the redemption code, and then you go and you place that before you pay.
okay.
That makes sense? I can say it
Yes.
again hey, yeah. So just send me the email. Um, and if I'm not seeing it or something, just ping Rain and Rain will flag me down. But I will send you that redemption code and then you just place it there. It knows to subtract 360 and then you're off to the races.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that right now.
You're very welcome. Tamani? Tumani? Go off of mute. Okay, while you figure that out, the mute button, I will, as soon as I see you, I'll stop talking, but I'm going to look at oh, there you are.
Oh, thank you.
Hi,
Arlan, everything you're doing. Thank you.
thank you.
Fired me. I've been in school. I haven't finished the first 5 days yet, but
Okay,
I've made some clients. But then I was guided by you to really create something that could be reproducible. So I'm writing an ebook.
okay.
Would this new incarnation of the X Pro be able to help me after I finish the ebook, put it out into the world and make money from it?
Yes, of course. Yes. You'll either tell it what your ebook is about, or depending on the length of it, you could even upload it, although there are limitations on how much you can upload. But either way, you let it know what your book is about, what your goals are. You can use any of those predefined prompts if you want, or just write to it or talk to it. And just say, I need to know, first, I need to know, how do I get customers for this?
Yes.
And it'll give it 30 to 60 seconds to really crank, and it'll give you an answer. And then it might ask you a question to follow up, or you may say, okay, I like that, but tell me more about this thing over here. Like you really work with it like I was sitting next to you and you were just asking me anything in the world you wanted to.
Can it help me sell on like a forum like Amazon?
Yes, it can. It knows those things. So it knows. So I am more specifically, I'm on Stan, for instance, or Lovable, but it knows the landscape.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Okay, Karen.
Yes. Um, I'm wondering if this can work with Substack. I have like 7,000 subscribers coming to me. I'm 82 for my wisdom, and I talk about possibilities. How can I make a product out of that? I don't understand how this would work.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for being here and thank you for being an entrepreneur at 82. That makes me incredibly happy. Um, and yeah. So what I would say is when you use ChatGPT.
I use Claude.
Oh, Claude, right. So you know kind of that interface of you ask it a question, it helps you. Sometimes it builds stuff for you, sometimes it XYZ.
Um,
So with Authority X Pro, it's not this Swiss Army knife of every topic in the world. It is highly trained on offer and sales from my perspective.
mhm.
So because I have all the experience that I have in my own way, and I've seen so many companies, there's certain steps I know to take, and then we take a little bit of what is nuanced and customized about what your situation is, and it delivers an exact step-by-step plan. So while it won't go over as an agent and open up an Amazon account for you, it'll tell you all the pieces you need, the copy. It'll show at 82. Are you on YouTube? Did you say? I can't remember. You said you're on Substack, but are you on YouTube
No, I'm not on YouTube. I'm not on any, what do you call it?
platform?
Facebook, any of that
Are you
stuff.
on
No, no, no.
Substack
Only,
now?
yes,
So
yes.
is it working for you?
Yes, very
Yeah.
much. I mean, I've gone from 0 to 7,000
Well, there you go.
subscribers in a
I would
year.
sit there. I would sit there all day long. It will help you go from 7,000 to 70 because it'll tell you every
Okay.
day, okay, you say this is what's worked so far. And it says, okay, now I'm going to iterate on that and tell you what to do for the next 10 days. And then you're going to tell me what worked and what didn't. I'm going to iterate on that, right? It's just like having me as if you feel like having me counsel you every day would be helpful, this will be helpful to you. You see, that's how it works. That's how it's helpful. If you feel like having me as a coach every day and not paying me $500,000 a year like I would charge would be helpful, that's why this would help. So it's like a very customized Claude.
So I use Claude for that now, right? He looks at all of my
Yep.
data and
Yeah.
everything that's working and not working and tells me
Yes.
what to do more of. But that doesn't
Yes.
tell me how to monetize anything.
That's right, because Claude didn't invest in 200 companies, didn't build a venture fund from scratch, didn't raise $30 million, didn't help thousands of people make money as their first dollar online. It doesn't have that lived experience. It has a lot of information from a lot of places, but that's why this is so different. It's so specified to what you're going through right now. So yeah, I will not say that Claude is not going to help you. Claude will help you. I use Claude every day. I use ChatGPT every day. But this is very specific. It's
Yeah.
like the difference between having like a Kia car or having like a Corvette or I don't know these
Mhm.
cars that cost $400,000. Both of them
Me
are going to
neither.
get you where you need to go, but you're gonna get there in style with me. You're gonna get there faster with me. You see, like there's a different path to it. So if you're also, it sounds like you're saying that Claude is not necessarily helping you monetize. Did I get that right or no? Did I get that wrong?
Yes, I think that's right. I mean, we've gone through that process a couple of times, but I'm wondering if this Authority X Pro is really set up to do that kind of thing outside of YouTube and these other um, programs, what social media things that you keep talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it will help you with Substack. We have a Gail who is 69
I know
and
Gail well.
yeah, she's
Yes,
gone crazy on Substack and
she
she
told me about you.
wonderful. Well, there you
Okay.
go. I mean, I think it comes down to this. I'm not going to do a hard sell at
No,
all. I think it
no.
comes down to if you think the person who taught Gail could teach you, and if you believe in the power of AI to kind of replicate me,
Mhm.
then this is an accessible version of having me as a coach full time.
Okay.
Whereas having me as a coach in person 24/7 would cost probably 500K if I would be willing to do that. This is $1,000 for the year. Ask it questions. It's going to give you very precise information based on my experience. It also has a point of view and an opinion. So it is you do kind of have to trust in what I say and believe in what I say. If that hasn't struck you that way, then it may not be for you. It may be that Claude works, just as well for you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I'm so excited about your work. I'm just stoked. Okay, Ash T. Let's go off of mute. Ash T.
Hello.
Hey.
So my question is, and I was in the app not that long ago before the call started, and I have like a ton of experience, and it's hard for me to narrow it down. I worked in digital marketing for close to 30 years at different global educational online companies, and I wore a lot of hats because it was a startup, and in a startup they find someone that has a lot of experience, they have them do everything,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I did, and I'm trying to narrow down exactly what it is that I want to offer. So will that help me if I put in everything that I've done? Would it help me pull out the one thing that
Yes.
okay.
Yes, the clarity. You'll often see that. I think it was Selena who first said this, where she just threw everything at it in the kitchen table. And she said she just hasn't had clarity like this ever.
Okay.
And so, yeah, absolutely. You can do it by typing it out. You can create a page that you upload as a PDF, or you can even just talk to it and just like you did with us just now, just have
Mm-hmm.
a word with it and get it started and say, look, there's a lot I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the first part now and tell you, and I want you to turn this into something.
Okay.
And you can
Thank you.
also, no
Mhm.
problem. You can also at the bottom of the chat of the sidebar.
Okay.
This is for everybody. At the bottom of the sidebar, you can select if you want direct and encouraging, which is what it's defaulted at. If you want straightforward with no fluff, or if you want calm and healing. And you can toggle between those depending on how you're feeling or how you want to be spoken to. So that really helps people too, especially if they feel like they have so much and they feel a little bit like, I think this is so much. AXP has not encountered someone that it has not been able to help yet. I'll say that
Okay.
again. Authority X Pro has not yet found someone that they were not able to help, which means that whatever your situation is, again, I'm talking to everyone, whatever your situation is, give it a try in that 24-hour trial. Going back to our friend who is 82, do the 24-hour trial to see if it works for you, and then you'll know if you want to continue with it because that's free. Okay, Laura.
Hi, Arlan.
Hey,
My question is, and I got here. I just did your YouTube challenge with downloading Lovable, Claude, and using all three with ChatGPT, which has been great. It's been phenomenal.
cool.
I acted on it right away. My post went out this morning, yesterday.
Oh, I
So my
love it.
question is with Authority XP, I'm finding that I start so many of these projects and never master any to where I could say I see a level of success.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if I need to give these new processes more time versus jumping from one to the newest thing being offered to the newest thing being offered.
I think you do in general, and Authority X Pro will tell you the same.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a catch 22 because I think Authority X Pro would help you a ton, but I'm not going to send you to Authority X Pro. Are you already part of it, or you're thinking about joining?
Well, I'm thinking about it, and I like the answer that you just gave the 82-year-old
Mm-hmm.
about, trying it for the first 24 hours.
Yep.
But I like to be committed. When I start something, I want to be committed. And then if I don't see results, I'm like, okay, maybe this wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm on to the next thing, or I'll fall back into a slump.
Here's what I would do in your situation. Start the 24-hour trial, and one of the first things you ever say to it is that. Just tell it
Okay.
honestly, transparently, exactly what you just said here, and tell it
Okay.
and say, I need to understand how you're going to help me.
Okay.
And it's going to
Okay.
already, when you do that, it'll already blow your socks off.
Okay. Okay, I will. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thanks for asking. Kimberly. Oh, I forgot to do the,
Am
can
I,
do
can
that
you hear
because you're
me?
on video. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great, great, great. Thank you, Arlan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was one of your uh members in the 100.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But that was a while. Yeah, there's a long story with that behind it. But so I'm grateful to be here right now. I was in that same boat, like Ash, not as deep as her, but learning so much about them, filling myself up with so much AI that I think I kind of got overwhelmed and I was it was just so much information that I started and stopped, just like the Lauren that just got off. She stopped because she felt as though it wasn't working for her. But I honestly heard her too that I probably didn't stick to it long enough. I probably
Yeah.
didn't stay
Yeah.
focused long enough. But what I did with Chat and Claude, I took things from Chat and put them over to Claude. Can I do that with AXP to get to know who I am?
So be more specific when you say, because I think I know what you're saying, but I want to be very clear. Can I do that meaning what?
I asked Chat because I've been using it for years
Mm-hmm.
to gather up all of my information, who I
Yeah.
am, what I do,
Got you.
what programs I've set up, being a coach. So
I
I've
got
asked
you.
them,
Yeah.
and
I
then I took
understand.
it over to
Yes.
Claude. Can I do that?
Yes, you can do that. You can do that with Authority X Pro. And let me tell you this. When you upload to Authority X Pro, there is a limit to how long your file can be or how large your file can be. So you can do it within the confines of that limit, but it's really high. It would take a long time to get to it. So yes, you can do it. And what's even cooler is that the opposite is true. So I added a download, a JSON download tab.
Mhm.
After you use Authority X Pro for a day or for 6 months or whatever time period, you can just press this button and it'll download everything that you've talked to it about. And you can
Mm,
take that download, put it into ChatGPT and say, analyze this for me.
wow. Okay. Oh, I love that.
Because
Okay.
if you really work, like I work with ChatGPT a lot, and
Right.
it knows some stuff. I like working with both of them.
Okay. Okay. So you haven't given up on them. You've just created something.
No,
You
absolutely not. Like I said before, ChatGPT, because I did a video about this, ChatGPT is a Swiss Army knife. It can do all the things. It's going to look up this for you. It's going to do this deep research. It's going to go into your Gmail if you let it. It'll do all kinds of stuff. Claude is great for building presentations and for writing and for all kinds of stuff.
right.
Both of them I still use. And in fact, I have the $200 a month versions of both of them. But I use Authority X Pro every day for business related make me money questions.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
a
So
specialized LLM.
with that being said, I put in the chat that the superpower comes with the human power. So,
Mm-hmm.
so you have that human side, like you explained to somebody, but you know, Claude can give you this, but Claude didn't, make these millions. Claude didn't,
In
build this
this
business
way.
around. Right,
Didn't do
right,
it in this way,
right,
which
right.
is the thing. Yeah, and it is literally trained on my techniques, my frameworks, my opinion, my step-by-step
Right.
guidance, every video, you can think of. It's trained on it. So any question that anybody has for me, I can sit up here and do a 24-hour Q&A-a-thon. And I would still not be able to have the impact that this does because it's inexhaustible any time of the day or night, any question about business.
Right. Okay. So this expanded on what you had told us, because I was in the about a year ago of, if I don't say it correctly, please,
It's okay.
but you had given us a way to reach out to different people that were in our categories, our questions we wanted to ask them. So you were on that list, other millionaires were on the list, and we were able to click on their bio or ask them a question. And that you
Yeah,
remember, okay,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
that
DJ,
I explored that.
DJ.
So yes, 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 yes.
Mhm.
So that was super interesting. So this
This is
program.
very similar to that, but on steroids.
Oh, great. Okay, okay, okay.
Because
Well, I
it's
think so.
incredibly customized. What Kimberly is describing is this AI tool that I made that it answers you the way that Alex Hormozy might answer you, or that this person may, or I may answer you. That was really cool. If you like that, you'll love this because that was not customized. That was what
Oh,
they would say about a pre-selected question.
right.
This is, I get to know Kimberly, and then I can answer you based on what I know about you.
Awesome. Okay, okay. This is awesome. Well,
Yeah.
we thank
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll take one more question and we're going to close out. Christine.
Hello.
Hello.
Um, Thank you. So the question, I know earlier you said that the more we engage with AXP, and if we need to delete any memory from
Hmm.
it, we
Hmm.
can. So I was trying to sell my sister on using the 24-hour
Yeah.
link, and she was like, I don't want to be bothered with it. And then I
Yeah.
was like, well, maybe I could put the information in there for her and let it spit it out. But then I'm like, I don't want it to memorize it as
Yeah.
me.
All you do is say, so before I had the certified version that has the client dashboard, I needed to use it myself for clients. So I was
Okay.
like, how do I do this? So all I did was say, my client says, and then I put it in quotes, and then it helps my client. So it
Okay.
doesn't, you can even say, don't save this as a memory for me. This is my sister. My
Okay.
sister said,
That'll work. Yes.
hmm
Thank you.
no problem. I see this last question from Rain, and Rain is one of our moderators, so I'm certainly going to answer it. Where is the download button in AXP? I think you were talking about the new feature that I just talked about. So if you go to, you go to memory, I think, and you click export backup, and then it gives you this little information about it. Is that what you're talking about, Rain? So it takes all of that and it turns it into um, this. It's like not a file you could, present anywhere. It's just like a little text file, TXT file or JSON file, and you just take it. But then if you upload it into a ChatGPT or a Claude, I did this and I did it for everything. It has months of my information on it. And it said, and then ChatGPT was able to really give it a great, thing. And you could do the same, obviously. It's the same information. You could do the same thing on Authority X Pro. But if you want to do that specific exercise, you can do it there. Okay, so the free trial is on Authority X Pro itself. So if you go to authorityxpro.com, I'll put it in the chat as well. That's where you can get the free trial 24/7. I mean, 24 hours. It used to be, let me tell you what the free trial used to be. 3 questions. And people bought from the 3 questions because it was so powerful. Now you get 24 hours. So Rain says, what is the question we asked ChatGPT when we upload our memory? Let me go look at what I did yesterday. Give me a second. I'll find it. And you don't need to do this, everybody. I don't want to get you too distracted. I just want to, answer the question. So, nope, that's not it. There it is. Okay, so I just uploaded it, and literally all I said was, study this backup file from my AXP sessions. Give me a summary. No period. All lowercase. And it gave me back, let's see, hold on a second. Let me, so mine is really meta because I built AXP, so it's going to talk to me about AXP, but it gave me what the backup says you are becoming, your business is becoming. It says, I studied the AXP backup. Big picture. This file is not just chat history. It is basically a strategic operating memory for XYZ. Product positioning, offer evolution, customer proof, pricing experiments, certification planning, YouTube strategy, member psychology, internal frameworks. It contains your Authority XP profile, 476 saved memories, 141 conversations, 729 messages, 18 saved playbooks, 14 outcomes, and related prompt assets. For me being a user, that's what you're building on Authority X Pro. That's why it's different. Yeah, so that question I think was just asked by Kimberly. Kimberly, they want to know how do they export their chat history from ChatGPT to do it the other way around?
You know what I honestly did? I asked Chat.
Yeah,
I asked
yeah,
Chat to create a prompt because this is what I was trying to do. It created the prompt and then it gave me the answer.
boom. Technology.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. I want to thank everybody for sticking with me here. I mean, we've been here for 100 minutes. Let me know in the chat your biggest takeaway because I don't want to just leave it at that. What was your biggest takeaway? And what do you think you're going to do next? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that I would have asked in a follow-up survey, but instead of sending you a survey, I'm just going to ask you here. Okay? So give me another 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to ask a couple questions. I'm going to probably upgrade to certification. That's amazing. You'll love it. It's 2,000 today. It'll go up to 5,000 later this year. So get it while it's still 2,000 and you'll be locked into that rate if you want to continue. Find my target person so I'm clear on who to market to. Sophia says that. Christine said the certification. Everybody has been so kind in the chat the whole time. I've been watching it the whole time. I appreciate you. Any other takeaways? Kimberly says how customized it is and the clarity it will give AXP. Yes, clarity, more from Kelly. Karen says calls like this bring people together are amazing. I now want to do this trial in a co-work session. Love it. Yeah, tell your friends. Let them know that the trial, at least, they don't have to buy anything. They get this trial, though. It's pretty cool. One clear offer is everything. Clarity on one offer. Ken says I will use it to figure out my offer and who it would best serve. Tumani says, next, I will get on a 24 free trial and sell my ebook, then invest in AXP subscription. Just signed up for the free trial, etc. Is there an affiliate program? Yes, there is. I demoed that. I mean, showed things. So if once you get the free trial or the paid, even if you just have a free trial, you can go to the pull down menu and it says affiliate, and you go in there and you have a link and a little bit more resources for you, and it'll tell you how much you make and all that. Yeah. Does it offer suggestions for testing different offers? Yes. Any question you ask in this chat, you ask it to Authority X Pro and it'll do it for you. Can I convert my ebook to a physical book? Yes, you can. If your question is, can you? The answer is yes. You can get them printed at a FedEx, or you can get them printed on Lulu. Playbook.com. Those are the best bets for you because you can get on Lulu, you can actually get one printed at a time. Pretty expensive, it's a few bucks, but you can at least see what your book feels like and looks like in person. Takes about a week or two to get to you. It's pretty awesome. Inspiration to have hope, Kelly says. All I've heard is good stuff about it. Looking forward to using it. Oh, thank you, Joe. Ken says, can selling AXP as an affiliate be my offer? Yes. You know the answer to that. Of course it can. Of course it can. Your offer could be sending people to my free Your First 5K, encouraging them to upgrade to 360 Pass. And I've seen people make a lot of money doing that. But yes, it could be. If you take all that I teach you and you use Authority X Pro to teach you even more and just apply it to being an affiliate, you just apply it. I've seen people start YouTube channels just telling people about Your First 5K. And they have their affiliate link as the link. There's a woman, Poverty to Paradise. She's a Black woman who uh, gave up her house. She caught her husband cheating. She was done. She now lives on cruise ships and she does it economically. So she does videos where she takes you on the cruises with her, shows you how you can go on a cruise yourself. And in her description of her YouTube channels, she has a few things, including a course about cruising or being a cruiser. And it's a link that's an affiliate link. So her friends made a $300 course. She gets her affiliate link. She probably makes 30 or 40% of that. And every time she puts a video out there, she doesn't even have to talk about it. It's just part of what she's doing. Or you could be more specific and very specifically say, okay, pain point. I'm going to talk to you about a pain point. I'm going to tell you what the solution is. Yeah. All right, everybody. I've had so much fun talking today. I really appreciate you being here. I will attempt to put this replay up somewhere. And I will attempt to send you an email that gives you the replay. I say all that because sometimes there are technical difficulties, and I want to make sure that you know that could happen. But if I can make it work, I will send you the replay link later on today. All right, everybody. I'll see you very soon. Have fun out there. Bye, everybody.